Hello students, this is our video, our special lesson here. Well, it's part of what you're learning anyway this week, but I decided to do this because it's the head, it's related to the head, and as you know, you're creating a head for your character, and it's difficult. Heads are not easy, and so, well, we actually do. I'm going to do the face only. So I've here, you've got a face there from the file you downloaded. And let me show you what's available here. So we have here, I just separate already the head, the rest of the head, because we're just going to focus on the face. And also the eyes are there, right? So that's what we have. So we don't need the eyes and we don't need the head. We just want to look at the face right now. And there are things that I want you to understand in terms of the loops, the mesh loops. Let's have a look. If we go to edit mode, I want you to look at the geometry. As you can see, all quads. And what I want you to look at the flow. Yeah. So for example, there are loops, you see, around the eye. So let me just eye loop select. Oh, I think I forgot to. Anyway, so that it's going like that. Yeah. Oh, sorry, not this one. So the eye loop, we're going to do this. Yeah, so don't worry about it. I want to say there is a loop here. There is another loop in the lip. Yeah. And all to do with the flow. Yeah. So think about in real life when you smile, how does it deform? Yeah. So if we are actually creating just square, you might end up having your characters with a square mesh, but then it would be a lot more difficult to animate. And also it's good practice to start understanding mesh flow and how how your mesh should be laid out, right? There are many things I could see in the class when connecting dots. So points that go sharply from one place to the other, so up and down. So think about always flowing. So it needs a lot of patience, even with the body and everything. So when you connect dots together, vertices, and you have a mesh, have a look at the line. Does it flow? All the edges need to have some kind of flow. Right? They don't go like, I don't know, let me just select here. If you have something, let me just press G. Sometimes you have a mesh that goes all over the place like this. Yeah, and this is no good. So it's a question of really working and doing your best. But of course, this one is a higher resolution mesh with some modifiers already applied. So when we do that in Blender, it would kind of rebuild the mesh for you, but you need to have the basics. So what we're going to do in this lesson is we're going to use a technique called Retopology. So we get a mesh that already exists, yeah, and then we're going to retopologize. So build new topology on top of it, yeah, and we're going to snap to it. So that is used mainly as well to when you let's say you work on a character, you sculpted a lot, there's a lot of detail, really high res mesh. Once you're happy with it, what we do in order to adapt this for games is use this technique called Retopology, and that's exactly what we're doing here. We are actually going to use Retopology in order to create a mask, a face. Yeah, so maybe you can use that to adapt to your character, the one you're designing, right? The one that we're doing. So, for example, I could bring this face to sculpting. I could start sculpting and add, let's say I add also scars and a lot of details, wrinkles, whatever. And so they would end up being with a very heavy mesh, but very detailed and nice. So then I would come back, okay, now let's get this model and apply for games, and then we use Retopology. Before we start then, there are a few things that I wanted to have in place. So you should have downloaded an add-on called Draw X-ray, which I ask you to download. So we're going to activate that, go to Preferences. Let me just bring it here. And mine is already on, but you need to go and search here, Draw X-ray, and turn on. Okay. That will facilitate of seeing the new mesh on the top of the existing one. Okay, so we have that one. The other thing we're going to do is coming here to the snap tool and select the snapping. Come here to the square and just select face. I'm just going to test it because we might have to change to vertex. I don't know. It wasn't working before. So, but ideally you wanna snap to the face, to this existing face. If for some reason it doesn't work, we're gonna do it with the vertex. For now, leave face, snap with closes, and tick this one here, project individual elements. Okay, that one. So you have that on. What else I need to do? Right, I'll need to kind of create, we're going to start with a plane. So I'm in object mode, I'm going to add a plane. Where's the plane? Oh, there you go. And I'm going to rotate here in X 90 degrees. Right, going to move up here and scale down and down. Let's create something like that. Yeah, G to move, and let's see if it's actually snappy. I'm not sure. It looks like it's snappy. I don't feel the snapping very well, but we shall see. Anyway, you create that. Yeah, it's behind, you can see here. So hold on a minute, I'll just leave it here for now. I'm deselect the snapping for, it is snapping, but it's because it's a kind of large size. Right, okay. And I'll come here into my viewport display, yeah, in this area here, object properties, and I have to click down here, viewport display in front. So I want always this to be in front. Okay. The other thing we want to do is to come here and overlay here and put, say, we have to select the add-on that we just installed. So Draw X-ray. Okay. And yeah, so that will help us to visualize our new mesh on top of the other one. And there is one more thing that I want you to add. I think it's, I can't find it here. I need to look at the normals. It's not appearing here, let's just see. For some reason it's not appearing, so I'll find out in the next video, so don't worry once we start. Okay, so that's the setup, yeah, that we need. I think that's it. So I see you in the next video, and when we're gonna get started with the retopology. See you in a minute.